Look at men like Kurt Cobain, Alan Watts, Hemingway, Bukowski. Most of the great artists kill themselves. Most of the great authors, philosophers, blow their brains out or go mad. Most of the great leaders self-destroy through the world. And it's because great passions live in their soul, and if they can't master them, the passions will burn them out. And this is why being loved by the gods is a constant test, right? So men who are loved by the gods, often fortune takes a keen interest in your life. You're going to have these moments of like huge wins and then huge losses. And it's basically all of this feeling inside of you, it's going to demand more than an ordinary life. For instance, I was going to an Ivy League school. I had a golden ticket laid out in front of me to getting a job in the computer science world or investment banking world. And I ended up just like starting YouTube channels and going my own way and like being homeless and vagabonding and traveling. And I sacrificed that ticket to do something else because my soul couldn't stand the mundane. It couldn't stand the mediocre. And this is why fortune takes a really interesting hand in your life, is you're gonna take your hero's journey. And as you take your hero's journey, you're gonna leave the normal world, the ordinary world, and you're gonna travel into the magical world, the mysterious world. And this is truly what it means to be loved by the gods. It is those men who take the leap of faith and courage to go into the non-ordinary world. And as you traverse paths that many don't take, you're going to encounter great boons, right? Magical, mysterious figures who offer things to your life. You're going to acquire skills and experiences and knowledge and powers that you never would have found in the normal world. But also in this non-ordinary world, in the hero's journey, when you leave the ordinary world, you're also going to experience a battle with dragons, with great bosses, with tremendous passions. And this creates often tragedy and rock bottom that can last for years. I remember being on a podcast once and someone like consistently asking me, like, when was really rock bottom for you? And I'm like, do you know what it's like to be up for a week straight, for years straight? Like, what rock bottom was, it wasn't one experience. It felt like a lifetime, right? It was years. And this was why I was being cursed by one God, but I was being blessed by another. Like health curses, insomnia, heartbreaks, addiction, loneliness. These things have defined my path. Like wrestling with these things has been constant and tremendous pains. But at the same time, I've been blessed with like great boons, the most incredible connections, gifts, brilliance, like right when I needed them. And I'm coming to this point of like pretty well-earned balance in my life right now, which feels amazing. But I would say for a decade there, I was tested internally dearly. And while I was tested internally, I was also being tested by the world. You see, the struggle is amplified by not having a culture around us. So I'm a very social person, right? I go to dances, I go to martial arts, I go to festivals, parties, I go out all the time. And so often at these events, I find myself retreating. Not because I'm an outsider or that I'm unpopular, but it's usually because I'm so rarely met by people. I was just at a camp out in the mountains above Denver a few months ago. And like everyone there is having a great time connecting with community. And I just, oftentimes would leave the gathering space. And my favorite part is the walk under the night sky with the stars by myself with feelings of God, nostalgia, love, and ambition stirring in my chest. And it feels like it's a part of me that isn't shared or is never met by other. And it's something I deeply want to share with other. And it's crazy that the most constant feeling that I've felt in the past decade of my life is tragic loneliness, when I was someone who's almost always popular in most circles. And again, I don't mean to be arrogant in this video. I'm just telling the truth. Like, I am usually popular in most circles. And one of the most constant feelings I have felt is tragic loneliness. And this world seems devoid of the connections I truly seek, because this world is devoid of passion. This world is devoid of power today. And it's what makes your life a little bit more challenging as a sensitive young man. On the screen right here, we have Braveheart, another sensitive young man on right here. And when I watched this movie, I'm unashamed to admit it, it moves me to tears every time. And I'm not even Scottish. I feel the longing for my comrades like that. To have a sense of, this is my brotherhood, this is my tribe, this is who we are, this is our identity, and I take pride in who we are. I love who we are, and we strive for the ideal together. That's what it means to live in a tribe, to have a brotherhood. And when I connect to that idea, I feel the tremendous passion and sorrow of my ancestors who lived more connected to the real world, who lived connected to love, to great bonds, and to great loss, who actually had brothers that they would fight for, that they would die for, and that they grieved in the process of that. Like, really look at your life right now, and how many people would you fight and die for? How many people around you do you have a sense of, this is who we are, a shared identity that you have pride and love in? Probably none. And this is the thing that leads to my great sorrow. When I say that I experience tragic loneliness, it's not because I don't have people. It's because we don't have a real ethnos anymore, a real people, not in the sense of skin color, but in the sense of a common spirit, a shared ideal. And this is probably the knowledge of what we have lost as a civilization, as a culture, is probably the thing that sets my daemon ablaze the most. It's what inspires the greatest passions in me, is when I look at the stars and I remember I'd rather feel great love and great loss than this life of mediocrity, this life of loneliness and atomization that is rampant in the Western world. Like, people don't even know what it means, what true love is. We all sense it in our hearts. We all sense what the passion of love could be, the passion of real friendship could be, but are we really friends with anyone anymore? Like, it's because we're not dependent on anyone. There's a lot of reasons. I could go on and on and on, but basically deep in the unconscious mind of most men lives a common dream, the common dream of a true queen, a great friend, a noble brotherhood, and a tribe that love and support you and you have pride in. This is the common dream, right? And basically, that dream has been replaced with Saturday barbecues and goddamn side hustles, right? It's been replaced by nothing. And I just want a great voyage with my comrades, for God's sakes. So basically, this world feels barren. And if you are a sensitive young man, this is going to break your heart. This is going to break your heart every single night. This passion grows inside of me. It's set ablaze by this feeling of the emptiness, the ruins of the modern world. So often so that I find myself literally shouting in the wilderness, calling for my people. Like, where is our tribe? And this is actually the reason I started this YouTube channel. It is a call. Through YouTube, through this channel, I've met my best friends, the greatest women, I've encountered, and the tribe is rapidly growing online and in real life. I'm traveling the world with comrades that I met through this YouTube channel who joined the Men's Academy. And if you too are a sensitive young man and you are looking for your people, I think it's high time that we leverage the internet for what it could be. And that is filtering the entire world to find the noble ones. And I have an online community. It's called the Men's Academy. You can apply to join us. There's a link below if you want to talk to me one-on-one. And from there, I'm sourcing friends. We're sourcing great conversations and potentially brotherhood to travel together with, to build with, and to build the tribe that we need again. So anyways, I'm doing my best, and I recommend for you joining or at least starting your own wolf pack locally or in your real life. Like, how can you find the others? So with that being said, let's talk about the power and danger of passion. Here we're getting into the more nitty-gritty framework. Passions. Nietzsche, the philosopher, he said that man is not a rational animal. Man is a rationalizing animal driven by deeply unconscious forces. And for those very sensitive ones out there, you have to understand that your inner self-work does not begin at the conscious mind. It begins at coming into a more aware relationship with the deeper feelings moving in your subconscious mind, with the passions, with the irrational forces that manifest into the world. Our conscious mind is just reasoning the impulses we feel inside. And for anyone who has been an addict or been in love or been convicted by the daemon, you understand what I mean here. When a passion is upon you, you will break every word. You will rationalize every deed. We are the manifestation of deeply unconscious forces. And this is why, like true psychological development, as Carl Jung said, is about making the unconscious conscious. It is about becoming deeply aware of the passions that rule your life. So Carl Jung believed that there are godlike forces, there are archetypes that live in the unconscious part of man. He thought the archetypes literally were gods. And some individuals, the higher types, the ones loved by the gods, they have particularly powerful relationships with different gods or daemons. And these are the passions. Now, the passions, they get a really bad rap. And that's because they are so persuasive inside of you. This is the key thing to understand about passions, is they persuade. This is the nature of passion. As La Rochefoucauld said, the famous French aristocrat philosopher, he said that the passions, quote, they are the natural art, and the simplest man with passion will be more persuasive than the most eloquent without. You see, the passions, they persuade you. They can persuade you to do anything almost. And then guess what? They persuade the world. They intoxicate you first, and then they intoxicate others. And this is why we were talking about literally playing with fire. Again, some passions are demonic and some passions are daemonic. Some are divine and some are hellish. And this is why religions teach the masses to extinguish passions. And that's because most people won't be able to actually tame them. So we renounce them as the monk or as the yogi or as the good Christian. But also what's interesting is that even in our secular world today, the powers that be try to tame the passions of men through stimulation, chronic social media, Netflix, entertainment. We don't want men connected to their passions because men who are connected to their passions, charismatic men, are the ones who lead revolutions. They start new religions like Christ, and they can bring fire to the world.